We're being joined right now by Senator John McCain, who's a real trooper and very gracious to join us for our little webcast. Hey, Senator, how are you?
Hi, Katie. How are you? Who's that old man with you?
Dan Bartlett?
No.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. You must be talking about Bob Schieffer.
Not the young one.
I think Bob might be saying right back at you right now, Senator McCain. But listen, we were just noting that this instant poll, we did this poll of people who watched the speech, and they were giving it, I would say, in Siskel and Ebert fashion, Senator, 2 thumbs up. 79% of them approve of his plans for dealing with the economic crisis. Before the speech, 62% approved. 73 think Barack Obama's plans will make the economy better. 12% think it will make it worse, while 15% think it will make no difference. 79% of the people we polled are optimistic about the next 4 years. 71% said they were optimistic before the speech. So as you can see, the numbers went up for the president. And I'm just curious, were you as convinced as some of the people we polled that this is the right way to go for the economy?
Well, obviously, I'd like to see how we do the math on some of the budget balancing and other aspects of it. But let me say, the president gave a very effective speech. I think it was a balance between the size and enormity of the challenges we face, but also an expression of hope and confidence that America will get through this. And I think that his delivery and the theme of his speech was excellent. Now, I don't know where Social Security reform was. I these spending programs and still have cut spending to the point where you can cut the deficit in half. And by the way, that would be down to only over $600 billion. But I think the president is a very effective communicator. He did an effective job tonight. Now I'd like to know how we're going to implement it. That's my job.
But are you more favorably disposed, Senator McCain, than you were before the speech? I mean, did he convince you at all to sort of inch towards his policies?
Well, I am motivated more, as I was before the speech, to sit down, for example, tomorrow and work with the administration on health care reform. He makes a compelling case that we have to work together, reform health care in America, because of the enormity of the impact that it has on all of America in every way. But when he says that there's no earmarks, I just picked up a bill that we're going to take up tomorrow that has 9,247 earmarks in it in the omnibus appropriations bill. So what am I supposed to believe here? And,
well, he hasn't signed that bill yet, has he?
Of course, yeah, it's over in the Senate and the House. He has given no indication that he's going to veto it. Otherwise, he would have told him to have it earmark free. He said.
But in fairness, Senator McCain.
He said, in all due respect, Katie, he said that the earmark bill had no earmarks in it. Technically, that is true. In actuality, it had billions of dollars of earmarks in it.
You mean the stimulus package?
Yeah, the stimulus bill. Yeah, it had billions of dollars. Technically, it didn't have earmarks in it, but actually, it had tens of billions of dollars of earmarks in it. And so, look, I want to work with him on health care. Absent, by the way, was Social Security reform. Absence was nuclear power and energy independence. But I also want to emphasize, I thought it was a very effective speech. He's a great communicator, and it was a good moment, I hope, to lesson for all of us to work together in a bipartisan fashion. That's what Americans want.
You know, we have a question, Senator McCain, from Twitter, and a guy named Rudy asks, or Rudis, I can't quite figure out his name, sorry about that. Senator McCain, why did the government have so little accountability over the funds that were given to the banks, and do you have any solution? I guess he's talking about the TARP money that's been distributed already. Do you have any solution? Because I think people do get frustrated to see, like, this latest bank, what was it, Northern Trust out of Chicago, throwing this big week-long party, hiring the band Chicago and Sheryl Crow and having dinners at the Ritz-Carlton after accepting $1.6 billion in bailout. Why aren't these banks being held more accountable?
I think the president made it very clear tonight that he wants that to come to a halt, and so do all of us. I think the problem with TARP 1 is that because of the urgency or perceived urgency, we rushed into this legislation. The market had dropped 700 points in one day, wiping out $1.2 trillion in American savings. So we felt we had to act. We were assured that there would be sufficient oversight. There obviously was not. And Americans were, the credibility of this whole process was badly damaged.
Another Twitter question for you asks, where was the after-election John McCain during the election?
The same. It's the same. I'm the same guy. I've heard that one before. When people say that, I say, how was I different? And they can't identify it. Like I'm proud of our campaign. I'm proud of what we did. And by the way, even at my stage in life, I Twitter.
Oh, good. Well, congratulations. I am very impressed. You're so technically hip, Senator. Hey, I have to ask you about Sarah Palin.
I didn't claim to be I didn't have to be technically hip. I have a lot of help.
Oh, that's good. I wanted to ask you about Sarah Palin, Senator, because she is just, I mean, she is all over the place. She continues to talk about the campaign. Now there's this documentary about sort of unfairness in the media and media bias, particularly against her. What do you think of her ubiquity on the national scene?
Well, I think the world of Sarah, and we're very close and dear friends, and the most unfair person to her was Bob Schieffer, by the way. But anyway, look, we're proud of our campaign. We move on, and I'm sure she will too. And I think she'll continue to play a role in the Republican Party, and an important one. I'm proud of her.
How big a role? Do you think she might be the nominee next go round?
I think it's very early yet. I think she plays a big role. I think she energized our party, which I very much appreciate, and so we'll see. But I think the world of her and her family.
Well, since you've been taking shots at Bob Schieffer, I got to give him an opportunity to take a shot at you before you go. Anything you'd like to say to the fine senator from Arizona?
Just for the record, I would like it known that the senator and I are the same age.
There you go, touche.
And I'd also like it known that probably the most fair and objective journalist that I've known in television is Bob Schieffer.
Oh.
Well, you know, I hate to interrupt this love fest, gentlemen.
You're going to ruin my reputation here, Senator.
Anyways, hey, Senator McCain, thanks so much for coming by and talking to us on our webcast. We really appreciate it.
I enjoyed it, Katie, and congratulations on your success as well.
Oh, thank you. Well, you'll have to explain that to me at some point, but thank you very much, Senator McCain.